Let's stay with that story. We can get more detail from Professor Sahar Aziz. She's director of the Centre for Security, Race and Rights at Rutgers University. She's in Newark right now. Good to talk to you yet again. Apart from anything else, it seems pretty clear from what the Republicans have done and said already, they are not going to convict, not enough of them are going to come over to allow a conviction of Mr. Trump. So really, what is the point of all this?
The point is accountability, and the point is setting precedent that no president is above the law. The factual issue before the Senate is whether or not Trump, former President Trump, incited the siege on the Capitol, which was essentially an attempted insurrection and possibly even attempted coup. But what's really at stake is holding him accountable for the last 4 years of very unprecedented, unconventional ruling. I mean, he thought he was an authoritarian, and it culminated into January 6th. And so what I think the Democrats are doing is saying we want a trial because we want all of these facts or we want to show the public just how dangerous he was. And if they were able to get a conviction, which you're right, they probably won't, because at least only 13 or all senators except 13 have already signaled they're probably going to acquit him, and they need 17 to acquit. But at least just the trial itself is a way to persuade the public that this behavior and what he's done over the last 4 years in being divisive and polarizing and undermining institutions, the rule of law, democratic elections, is unacceptable, and to signal to future presidents that this type of behavior, even if you're the president, does not put you above the law.
Isn't there a risk that a lot of people who don't follow all the details will simply hear an acquittal, if that's what there is, and think, right, there is really no accountability? Twice impeached, yes, this president, but not even one conviction.
Yeah, but I think that there has been some punishment, at least politically. The Republicans lost the House in 2018. They lost the Senate in 2020. So he is actually more harmful to the Republican Party than he is to the Democratic Party. And this leads to, why are they doing this? I think the Democrats are engaging in this trial so that, in addition to accountability, but also so that Trump cannot run again if they were able to convict. But the Republicans are actually the biggest losers if Trump tries to run again, because he's the one who's pushed their party to the far right, to the extreme. He's the one who caused many voters who said never Trump to vote, either not show up to vote or to vote for the Democrats. And also the Democrats have made a point of highlighting conservative legal scholars who signed a letter on January 21, 2021, saying that it is constitutional to impeach a former elected official, including the president. And they cited Jonathan Turley of George Washington, Jonathan Adler, the Volokh conspiracy bloggers, who are well known for being libertarians and very conservative. So the Democrats also want to show this isn't really about partisanship. This is about rule of law.
And yet it is very likely that he will be able to run again in 2024, isn't it?
Well, if he's not convicted, yes, legally he can. But the hope, I think, of the Democrats is that they can sufficiently discredit him and that they can sufficiently marginalize him so that he may have a base, but it's a fringe base. And the Republicans now see him as a threat to their own political survival. So they may be thinking this trial can help show that Trump represents extremists. Trump represents white supremacists. And that's why they're showing that video. And they want to show Americans who are Republican, or those who may have supported Trump, but they're probably more moderate or establishment Republicans, that if you vote for him again, he is a threat to our domestic security.
Professor, thank you very much.